We're going to be talking with Congressman Doug Collins in a little while. Oh no, he does have the ability to join us, Congressman. Thank you. I know it's a busy day for you on Capitol Hill. He's a Republican Conference Vice Chair, Judiciary Committee member as well. So the blame game is underway in Washington. First of all, I'm getting ahead of myself. We might not see the government shut down. What would you say are the chances at this point?
I think it's all in the matter of Chuck Schumer. If Chuck Schumer wants to have a shutdown, he's going to get a shutdown tonight, because it's into their ballpark to actually come along and say, we're going to continue to work toward doing the things that we need to do as responsible legislators to make sure this government stays open. You know, there's really no blame game here. It's simply the Democrats are the ones that had chose to focus on a shutdown. This is really an amazing topic, because when you look at this, there's nothing in this bill that they oppose. There's nothing really, a clean CR. You're getting a CHIP funding for kids. We're talking about not voting for kids' health insurance, something that they have screamed about on the floor for many times. They're actually voted against it last night in the House, and they're trying to hold it up again. Things that they don't want. This is simply a play on a policy that is got them, frankly, out of the mainstream. If they're willing to put the country in this kind of fiscal position over a illegal immigrant issue, which the president has committed to solving, then that's going to be a story that they're going to have to tell.
And that really is the issue for Democrats, is it not? The DACA program. So they're willing to say that 800,000 now adults who were brought here illegally as children by their parents broke the law, brought them here, but the country has to come up with a solution to their legal standing, or immigration standing, if you will. The country has to do that, and Democrats are willing to set their political future on that issue versus passing the federal budget.
John, I'm all about principle, and if that's the principle if that's the hill they're wanting to go up on and place their flag and stake on, then that's okay. Then they're going to show the American people that they're choosing this issue, which, by the way, is not over yet, which is still going to March, which they've already had a federal judge talk about, and they're actually going to apply for extensions. These things are already happening, and by the way, you have a president who said, I want to solve this. You have a party in the House and the Senate, both Republicans, who are saying we want to solve this. There's got to be a way that we can get to that issue. But if that's where they're wanting to go, then they need to look at the military families in the face and say, look, we're gonna mess with funding for a little while. They're gonna have to look at the folks around the country and say, we're not putting your interest at stake when we have given them something that they have voted on, that they want, and Democrats actually voted on last night. I'm just amazed that right now that this is the stand that they have chosen to take, and if this is what they want, then it is a Schumer shutdown. We'll see what happens from there.
But Democrats are convinced that Republicans are going to get the blame because your party controls all three branches of government. How do you answer that?
Well, just like was just said at that previous press conference, we know the answer to that. There's in the Senate, until they change the 60-vote cloture rule for appropriations bills, Democrats have to come on board. We have the leadership over there, and our leadership is went to them. We have given them a bill that they can vote for. We have given them a bill that they have previously said that they wanted. These are the kind of things that they now have to make a choice. It's not about the bill anymore. Please, I think the American people need to see this. It's not about the bill in front of them. It's about a policy from their extreme groups that say, we want you to do something now that doesn't even have a bill attached. It's ideas and promises. We're going to shut the government down based on something that we don't even have ability to vote on right this minute. And I think it's just an affront to the American people. If they want to answer that, then I think that's what they have to do. But this is a reality that they know that they need to come over. They're simply playing this stunt. And by the way, I couldn't agree with Mick Mulvaney more. The previous administration, I was here in 2013, the previous administration was cruel when they got to the shutdown, because they wanted the shutdown. They wanted to prove that Obamacare was what they wanted, and they went and closed parks. They put even pylons on pull-offs in this Great Smoky Mountains so people couldn't pull off to look at the view. That's how cruel the previous administration was. This administration says, we don't want this. We'll do everything we can to actually take care of the people we are called to represent. That's the difference in these two administrations.
House Speaker Paul Ryan made some statements earlier this morning. I want to play part of that for you and get your thoughts after. Here he is.
The Senate Democrats are holding our men and women in uniform hostage over an unrelated issue. The Senate Democrats are holding children's health insurance hostage for an unrelated issue. And so every one of our Republican members realize that's just wrong.
And that issue would be, Congressman, the DACA program, right?
Exactly. That's exactly it. I serve on the Rules Committee here in the House as well, and in addition to serving in leadership. And I have been inundated for the last several months on the issue of CHIP. You can't get CHIP solved. They didn't want to pay for it at first. They didn't even want to have minimal pay-fors. And then we give them the bill that actually is not paid for. It's exactly what they've been asking for. The Democrats have been asking for several months, and now they voted against it last night on the floor. I'd like to know how they're going to explain to their constituents back home. We voted again not to extend your health insurance when we've got states literally within the next few days that will run out of funds. Look, the Democrats have got a lot of explaining to do, as they say from my part of the world. That explaining's got to start on why they're putting people second to a policy that is not even due. On an unrelated issue, they're willing to hold the government hostage. And by the way, children hostage, military families hostage. They're willing to hold our government spending hostage to a policy that can be solved and is promised to be solved and working on to be solved and is not even due at this moment. That's an untenable situation.
Congressman Doug Collins, a Republican from Georgia and a member of the Judiciary Committee. Thanks for spending some time with us today.
No problem. It's good to be with you.
So more on this continuing countdown to a possible government shutdown. President Trump had planned to